The true religion. Who want to be part of false religion anyway, right? Come to me in peace. I am Morel Sunbeaver, Norse pagan, dark mystic, and student of the occult. And I welcome you. Just like many people, I too was seeking for a religion that would be true, at least from the beginning. As I said, who would want to be a part of false religion? When you want to be spiritual, you want to make it right. There is a quote in the Bible: "The truth will set you free." It's a nice quote, but it's wrong. The truth is information. Information is just that. It doesn't do anything. It is what you do with this information what does make a change. Let us take an example. Imagine a bird in a cage. It sits there. It is fed by a human. The human provides it with food, water, and the cage itself protects it from predators that are outside. But, on the other hand, the bird cannot go wherever it wants. It is caged. It is not free. When the bird gets out of cage, when it gains its freedom through knowledge or the people forget to close the cage, it just gets out. There comes another issue. What is freedom? We imagine many things under the name freedom. Usually something rather opposite to it. Because we imagine that we don't have to work. We often imagine beautiful place. We imagine that we don't have to have a responsibility. But that's not true. Like that bird that got out of the cage. It can no longer rely on humans. It has to feed itself alone. The bird has to find water on its own. And it is no longer protected from the predators. With our own freedom, it is entirely the same. When you gain the knowledge, the truth, you are able to set yourself free. But then, once you are free, comes the challenge. You have to protect your freedom and you have to survive. No longer you are protected from the predators and you are the one who has to take care of yourself. So, what can be then the true religion? Is it the one that cares for you? Or is it the one where you are the one taking care of yourself? Pretty difficult and ironic to accept. But I think it has to be said. There is something fascinating about religion and the truth, and that is a conflict between religion and science. It is a very unfortunate conflict because in the end you find that it is a conflict between finding the truth, which is what science is for, and the religion that thinks, or rather is extremely or strongly convinced that it has truth. So practically it is difference between honesty of science and egoism of religion. There are many religious people who have no problem with science, but those who do, well, they only make themselves look stupid, unfortunately. One can really respect their strong faith. Unfortunately, that faith is ill-placed. They want to be true and they want everyone to admit it. That is a really big egoism, and unfortunately it leads to even worse thing. When I say spiritual warfare, people imagine many things about it. I think that spiritual warfare is not really what people think it is. When I hear this term, I am often reminded about mentality us versus the world, us being good, the world, entire world being bad. And the good ones are fighting for the souls of the bad ones with some forces of evil. Now, that's not what it is. The spiritual warfare is fight between various religions for the believers, because each believer has a soul. They say it. I believe it too. I'm convinced of that. But each of those souls is in fact a source of resources, practically the source of money and work. So the religion that has more souls is stronger in this spiritual warfare and is winning against the other religions. And because it is fight over resources, it really leads some religion to do really crazy things. That's why the cults are trying to keep their believers so strongly, because they are the resources of their society or company or whatever it is that the cults run like. It's pretty sad, honestly. In fact, this fight between religions for members is nothing more than a child's play when it comes to spirituality. There's nothing spiritual about fighting for souls of the people. Nothing. So if these groups are fighting over our souls, or let's say for our time, effort, and money, is it worth it to be part of the group? I mean, human doesn't like to be alone, right? We all need a company, friends, family. So we also need a spiritual family. It can be pretty difficult to find a group in which a person can really thrive spiritually. I can't really say with any possible... I just can't guess how many good spiritual groups are out there. We can safely say that big groups are nearly impossible to be good and spiritual. They are only religious. The more important than the group is who you are. I mean, when you seek the group, you are asking what the group can provide you. But there's also a good thing to ask what you can provide you, what you can give to yourself. You are the one who is the most responsible for you and for your spirituality. But for that, first you need to know the right knowledge about spirituality, what it is, how to develop it, how to be a spiritual person. Using this knowledge, or rather lack of knowledge, is what gives many spiritual groups their power, because people simply don't know what to choose and what not to choose. There are good reasons for looking for other groups and for spirituality, and there are less good reasons. For example, of some bad reasons. You're looking for the truth. Are you sure that you are looking for the truth, that you want to be truth? Are you sure that you are not just looking for a way how to be better than other people, so you can educate them and putting them on their place? Another reason, you want to get to heaven, fifth dimension, Avalon, Valhalla, anywhere, simply to get away from this world. Well, then it is quite possible that you are just lazy coward that want to run away from working, improvement, and responsibility. Another example. You want to teach other people spiritual stuff. Are you sure that you are not just looking for fame and money? These are actually reasons that are used, as far as I can tell, quite often when people are seeking spirituality. And what on the surface seems to be a good reason can in fact be deep inside pretty bad. And the worst thing is that the people usually that people might not realize what is it that they truly want from finding out spiritual groups. Let me tell you something that might help you a little. Spirituality and mysticism are not present only in some spiritual world far away from here, or even just away from here. Spirituality is part of the world that is exactly around you, where you stay or sit. I don't know where you are right now. But spirituality is in how we are living here every day. It is about how we are forming our personality and our soul. That is spirituality. And that you can develop no matter if you are in some spiritual group or not. You can be part of tradition, you can be completely solitary. What matters is if you are a good person and if you are seeking your own improvement and balance with yourself and with the world. Thank you for your time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free to like, dislike, and subscribe. Go in peace and guard your heart well.